You can use a histogram to find the median value of a set of data. For example, in this histogram, we have the number of push-ups done by a different number of students. So let's say I took a poll of a class, or I had us do a push-up contest. We know that 4 students could do 0 to 5 push-ups. We know that 5 students could do 6 to 10 push-ups. 3 students could do 11 to 15. 2 students could do 16 to 20 push-ups. And then there was 1 student that could do some push-ups between 21 and 25. 1 student could do between 26 and 30. And 1 student could do between 31 and 35. So the question I'm trying to answer is, which student is the median student? And we just have to remember that this means the middle student. So we have to think, which student is the student in the middle? Well, in order to figure that out, we have to know the total number of students. So let's start by counting the number of students based on our histogram. This first column has 4 students. So I'm going to draw or write a 4 right here. This second column has 5 students. The third column has 3. This second column has 2 students. And each of these last 3 only have 1. So if we add these numbers up, we get the total number of students. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. And then we have 15, 16, 17. So we know we have a total of 17 students. Well, the halfway student is going to actually be the 9th student. And the way I know that is because if I were to line up all of these students from least to greatest, there are going to be 8 students below the 9th one and 8 students above the 9th one. Another way I could have done this is just divide 17 by 2. But the issue with that is that I get a decimal. If we do this, we just round 8.5 up to 9. Okay? So that's how we determine where or which student is the median student. Now we can answer number 2. Which of the following could have been the number of push-ups done by the median student? To answer this, we have to ask ourselves, where is the 9th student? And we have to go from least to greatest. So we know that this column contains the first 4 students, the lowest 4 students. But if we now add this second column, we're including 5 more students. So within these first 2 students, in these first 2 columns, we have 9 students. What we know then is that our 9th student is somewhere in this column. Our 9th student is somewhere in this column. But we don't know exactly how many push-ups he or she did. We just know that the 9th student did between 6 and 10 push-ups. So we can start to rule some of these out. There's no way that the 9th student could have done 5 push-ups because 5 push-ups belongs to this first column. So we can cross out A. B, 10 push-ups. Well, 10 does belong to this column where our 9th student is. So let's circle that as an option. 11 push-ups. 11 push-ups belongs to the third column, and we know that our 9th student is not in the third column, so we can cancel C. And D, 13 push-ups. 13 is also somewhere in this column, but we know that our 9th student is not there. So the answer is B, 10 push-ups. Now, remember, this is just a number that could have been done by the 9th student, by the median student. The 9th student could have done only 6, or only 7, or only 8, or only 9, or 10. We don't know the exact number that the median student did. We just know that 10 is a possibility. Let's do one more example of a histogram. True or false? Okay. Here I have a histogram showing the number of shoes sold and their price in dollars. So 8 shoes sold for $60 to $69, 5 shoes sold for $70 to $79, 6 shoes sold for $80 to $89, and so on. I want to determine if these statements are true, false, or if we just can't be sure given the data. The first one says no pair of shoes sold for $75. Well, the price of 75 is going to fall in here. The issue here is we only know that 5 shoes sold between $70 and $79, but we don't know what their exact prices were. So we can't say with certainty that none of them sold for 75. So we're going to say not sure. Okay? We can't be sure. B, exactly 5 pairs of shoes sold for $70. All right, well, let's go back to this column. $70 is here, and we do have a 5 here, but remember, this 5 just represents the number of pairs of shoes that sold between $70 and $79. We don't know that all 5 of them cost $70. Maybe one of them cost $72. Maybe another one of them cost $77. We don't know, so we can't be sure. C, the median price was between $70 and $79. The word median should be a clue. We have to find the middle value. To do that, again, we have to count all of the total values. So in this first column, there are 8 pairs of shoes. In the second one, there are 5. In the third column, there are 6. Here, there are 3. Here, there are 2. If we add these pairs of shoes together, we have 8 plus 5, which is 13, plus 6 is 19, plus 3 is 22, plus 2 is 24. So we have 24 total pairs. Now, half of 24 is 12, but the middle value is going to be between 12 and 13. So what we need to do is figure out where this value is. Where is the 12th pair of shoe and where is the 13th pair of shoe? Let's start by counting the first column. In the first column, we have 8 shoes. And by the time we include the second column, we have 13 shoes. That means our middle value, our median, is going to fall between the 12th and 13th shoe, which is in this column right here. So the median price was between $70 and $79 because it was in this column that the middle value between the 12th and 13th pair of shoe was found. So this is true. Notice though, we don't know what the exact median value is. We just know that it's within this range. D, the most expensive pair sold was for $109. All right, so if we look at price in dollars, 109 is here. And we do have 2 shoes that fall in this range. But the issue is we don't know if they did cost exactly 109 or even 100. We just know that they were in this range, so we can't be sure. We know that the highest possible value was 109, but we don't know if one of these 2 shoes cost $109. Lastly, most of the pairs sold for less than $80. Okay, so now we just need to see if more or most of the shoes fell below $80. $80 is here, so we're going to take a look at the number of shoes to the left of this 80. To the left of this 80, we have 13 shoes. And to the right of the 80, we have 6 plus 3, which is 9, plus 2, which is 11. So yeah, this one is true. We know that 13 shoes were less than $80, and we know that 11 shoes were more than $80. That's it.